By the way, for anybody who's listening, if you're into all these things, I am not impugning you for being a nerd. I actually might love you. If anybody listens and is like really into this shit, I might actually love you. I don't even know you, but I might love you.
Microphone check, make it a microphone check. Give it a microphone, I make it a microphone.
All the one person that's listening. If you want to leave now, it's fine, because this is not a Lord of the Rings review, okay? We will go through the reviews of Lord of the Rings, but this is not a Lord of the Rings review because I don't think that there's any substantial contribution I can bring to the conversation being had about Lord of the Rings. The thing to me that sticks out the most about Lord of the Rings is that, at least one of the things that sticks out to me is the fact that I really think that this movie is kind of the bedrock for the geek culture cinema that was to come later. I know, we always talk about, like, Spider-Man, or X-Men, or whatever, but, like, can we be real here? Can we talk? These movies are not that good.
Oh, really?
X-Men does not hold up very well. Spider-Man, honestly, is, how do I say this? Spider-Man is so good, but it's good in a Sam Raimi way. All of the Spider-Man trilogy is just a series of really well-made, goofy-ass movies.
Okay.
And this, I think Lord of the Rings, honestly, was kind of that first movie that took itself ultra seriously. You know what I mean? Like, we weren't gonna go tongue-in-cheek and say, look, nerds, you guys like this nerd stuff? Actually, that was one of the things I found out, was that when Peter Jackson was putting together the development for Lord of the Rings, he was talking about how he wanted to, instead of doing something, like, very fanciful, or very, like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean, like, very over-the-top, he wanted it to... Fanciful? You don't like that word? He wanted to do something grounded and realistic, you know what I mean? Something that looks like it could actually have happened in, like, a real place and time. Yeah, he really wanted to do something grounded and realistic, and I thought that was kind of one of those things that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think we had quite gotten there yet, where I felt like people they accomplished taking the geek and fantasy aspects and all that good stuff seriously without looking super goofy. Now, are there goofy spots in this movie? Absolutely, but for the majority of the film, I don't think the majority of the film is really goofy at all. Even for the first third that you watched, I wouldn't really say it. It's actually pretty, it's kind of a pretty serious movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was goofy at all, to be honest with you.
It's pretty well made. It's very, I think that they really accomplished that grounded aspect they were looking for. We're gonna have a conversation about film, and we're gonna break down we're gonna get slightly academic, and I'm so sorry for that, because I hate getting academic when talking about films. But we're gonna talk about a particular concept called mise-en-scène. We talked about this a lot, didn't we?
Yeah, you're gross.
Yeah, so there's 5 aspects that make up mise-en-scène. There's setting, decor, lighting, depth of space, and costume and makeup. We're not gonna go through all that. I want to go through all the most interesting stuff that I thought was really cool. So here's some of the concept art by the artist of this, Alan, by the storyboard artist and general, like, I forget what they're called now, but you know, they're like the art director. This stuff is gorgeous. Like, look at this. Let me see if I can click on it and I can just kind of scroll through.
You know what? Looking at that looks like D&D.
It does, and you can see why they were like, oh, well, we want to kind of make this have like a D&D feel. And he was like, well, I really want it to be more gritty realism than D&D, you know what I mean?
No, just looking at that concept art, literally looks like the, like...
Dungeons and Dragons, for real?
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty sweet,
It looks like
too.
some of the action cards in D&D.
It does, actually. Which was but, you know, like I said, when he finally went down to directing it, he was like, when Peter Jackson finally was going to sit down and direct it, he was like, we're going to make this gritty, we're going to make this realistic, we're still going to use a lot of this art, because, like, look at this, look at how pretty all this stuff is. So, we're going to talk about a thing. We're going to talk about a thing, babe.
A thing?
We're going to talk about a thing. Did you know that most movies, when you break them up into acts, you can break up the acts into each particular setting that it's in, and each particular setting that it's in will tell you something different about the act that you're in.
Oh.
For instance, in the beginning of the movie, excluding the prelude, we start in the beautiful Green Shire. Right? Look at that. Look at that beautiful, beautiful Green Shire. Remember that scene?
Yeah.
You were awake for that one.
Hey, that was like the beginning of the movie.
Well, I think that it's interesting the fact that one of the things that Peter Jackson said he wanted to retain about the movie was the because J.R.R. Tolkien, who wrote the Lord of the Rings.
No, I knew that one. I read the book.
Well, he was a huge environmentalist.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I knew I liked this kid.
Yeah, the kid.
I know he's a fat old man.
No, he
Sorry if he ever ends up hearing this.
he's dead.
Oh, really?
He's been dead for a long time.
Oh, well, JK.
Well, yeah, now I want to know how long he's been dead. This is kind of hilarious. J.R.R. Tolkien. He's been dead since 1973. Anywho's boozer. He was a huge environmentalist, and those environmentalist themes show up a lot in his stories. Like, you have like the innocent Shire, and it turns out that the most innocent of the people from the Shire, Frodo Baggins, is the person who ends this entire long-ass war. And I don't mean to be getting academic, because academic is really boring. That's what. But you notice how we go from the green of the Shire to the yellow of Rivendell once they get to the, what is it? They get to the elves. Mm-hmm. And we go from the green of, well, it actually goes from green to like a darker green once the Shire's in danger, to the kind of goldish look of the Rivendell, and then I don't know if you fell asleep at a certain point, but then we go from that to the gray of going on their adventure, and then once they finally meet up with the elves again, it goes like mostly white. Like this is the type of stuff that breaks up the movie into small acts. These are like visual cues that break up the movie into small acts that I think is actually really sweet that I noticed in watching this movie. There's nothing obviously I'm adding here. Everybody knows all this stuff because this stuff has been like
23 years.
Yes. And we're not even considering the books. I want to talk about geek culture and why I think that Lord of the Rings is the bedrock. Not just the book. I think that this movie was the bedrock for geek culture hitting cinema. I'm the hot take. I'm saying it just because this is one of the first actual serious movies that people took seriously from geek culture. I know you weren't there. I was there. Okay, I was a wee lad, but I was there. People who didn't even.
Did the first Star Wars movie come out before this?
Yes. Yes. But I mean modern day.
Oh, excuse me. Okay.
Well, because if you think about it, right? Like in short succession, we got fantasy, comic book movies, fantasy, comic book movies, and that we just kind of kept oscillating back and forth. I could be totally wrong, obviously. This is just a hot take from you boy. I still think that this is a bedrock, because fantasy is like a bedrock for geek culture in general, but we're just going to deviate from that for a second. I know it sounds like I'm all over the place, but we're just going to deviate from that for a second. We'll come right back to it. Would you like to take a test?
Sure.
This is based off of a paper that I read, an academic paper called The Psychological Exploration of Engagement in Geek Culture. And I just want to...
We're finding how much of a nerd
Yes.
I am.
I want to figure out how much of a nerd you are. And for anybody on YouTube watching, just watch along and enjoy. But for anybody who's listening to the podcast, I'll read along. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you have to answer on a scale of 1 to 5. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being not at all, and 5 being a lot, how often do you LARP, bro?
Well, like a 4.
But how about tabletop games, such as Dungeons & Dragons, World of Darkness? It also says GURPS, but I also consider, like, I think it's called StarCraft, and,
Dang it.
Warhammer. Oh, yeah, you play StarCraft, that's right, and you play D&D.
4.
Okay, so we're at about a 4. Computer/console gaming, such as World of Warcraft, Half-Life, and Minecraft, etc. Basically, anything that's considered a crafting game that requires you to put a whole bunch of effort and time into it.
4.
I just saw you put down, what is it? Fallout 4.
But...
I'm putting you at a 5.
Gosh.
I'm putting you at a 5, yo. Okay, cosplay. Making and wearing costumes of anime characters, superheroes, etc.
Wow, you're just outing me, aren't you?
Oh yeah, we're going full geek. Here we go. Ready?
I feel like you're just pulling me out of the closet.
You thought you were so cool. So posting in internet forums. This is actually.
This is the one that I got you on. I would say a 1, maybe a 2.
1 maybe. Okay, so we'll go with 1. Give you some
Because
credit.
I don't do no Tumblr, I don't do no Reddit, I don't do no 4chan.
I of course am not going to take this test, so you guys can all know how cool I truly am. I'm too cool for a test like this.
Let's just say he got a 5 on that one.
Shh. So, attending conventions such as Comic-Con, Dragon Con, Otakon, and
Hey, you added Otakon. Otakon's not on this list.
yeah, but it says attending conventions. I just said Otakon because I know you attended that convention.
Okay, 3.
And you were gonna go to AwesomeCon with me because I was gonna go there to throw slushies at the nerds.
4.
Okay, alright, it's a 4. Okay, alright, so attending Renaissance
Okay,
fairs.
I love Renaissance Fair. Just put 5 down, okay?
Alright. You and Alex both love Renaissance fairs.
Love the Renaissance Fair.
Okay.
Where else am I gonna get a big ass chicken leg?
Okay, so I didn't know what creative anachronism is, but I assume it's just historical reenactments.
No.
That's about a 1?
Yeah, that's not at all.
Okay. How about weapons collecting?
Okay, maybe a 3.
Thing
Just
is-
because I collect my knives.
Yes, you have your colorful, cute knives. So yeah, we'll put it at about a 3.
Not all of them are cute, thank you. One of them is actually illegal and a tactical knife. So how?
Allegedly illegal.
Sorry.
You stab a motherfucker in Minecraft, yo. Okay, paranormal investigations such as ghost hunting, psychic phenomena, reading about the paranormal, etc.
Okay, so I do this for the memes.
Oh, sure you do. Everybody does. Everybody does it for the memes.
This is a guilty pleasure, okay? So it's a 5.
Oh,
but,
Jesus
But
Christ.
I don't go hunting for them. I watch the ghost shows to make fun of them.
Okay. Okay. Oh, sure. I believe you. Okay, how about puppetry?
No.
Yeah, I'll put that about a 1. I've never even seen you watch a puppet. You know what a Muppet is?
I know what Avenue Q is.
Okay. How about robotics?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
I thought you were... Oh, wait. I guess not. That was not you. Theater? 5.
Ah!
5. With creative writing, such as
Nope.
fiction... Oh, okay. Yeah.
No.
Social networking, such as Facebook, MySpace, etc.
Yes, I'm an old lady. I go on Facebook, but just for the marketplace, so put 5 down.
Okay.
Stop adding me, bro.
How about your daily life, such as work, studying, and exercise?
Okay, I do work, I do study. Exercise. So 5.
Okay. Okay, so for
Dang
each of
it.
the following, please indicate from 1 to, Okay, so, this is basic, okay, so on a scale of 1 to 5, this is the extent to which you're a fan of this genre, or what to extent you read, watch, or participate in this genre. Fantasies, such as Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter.
Just because I have every
Every Harry Potter book.
I have a paperback and a hard copy of all the Harry Potter books. I have
All the movies.
all the movies. The worst thing ever committed to paper, The Cursed Child. I have Beetle the Bard. I have
Yeah.
Magic of History. Just put 5 down so I can stop.
Okay. By the way, for anybody who's actually interested in where she scores on this, on the average, I'm going to go ahead and post that later, just because I'm not going to do the math now, because it's going to slow everything down. But, you're not looking too good. There's a lot of 5s on there. A lot of 4s and 5s. Sci-fi, such as Star Trek, Star Wars, Stargate.
2.
Okay, that's fair. That's actually super fair. You're really not into sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi is not my thing. The only way I say it 2 is because I do own all the comic books for Star Trek, or used to. I don't own anymore.
Oh yeah, you grew up. You're too good for that now.
Oh.
What does that say? What is that thing I highlighted? So on a scale of 1 to 5, you know, the fact that we sit back and talk about anime half the time, how much of an anime nerd would you say you are?
It's even sad that it even legitimately says Fullmetal Alchemist.
And fucking Pokemon.
I love
This girl. Oh my god. And Pokemon.
Pikachu.
Okay, so is it cool if I put down a 5?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, alright. Cool.
I'd be lying to myself if I said anything else.
Babe. How about manga, such as Fruit Baskets?
Just because I own every manga of Fruit Baskets does not mean you have to at me.
How about Yona of the Dawn?
Okay. I also own all of...
How about
My
My Hero Academia?
Okay, just put 5.
Okay, I'm cool to put a 5.
Oh my god, I'm a fucking nerd.
How about comic books?
Oh, okay. Maybe a 4.
A 4? Okay. Alright, that seems fair.
I own some of those, but
Actually, you own a lot of these. You gave me a Batman comic
I
book.
do.
You own V for Vendetta, and we just bought Watchmen.
No. Okay, well, 4.
Okay, alright, I gave you a 4.
1. No, 0.
You can't. This is
-2.
Okay, so
-6.
for anybody not watching, the next topic that came up was horror, such as H.P. Lovecraft, Korean and Japanese horror, Evil Dead, Stephen King, Anne Rice novels. Bro, if you're not into horror, bro.
-6.
All right, we'll put 1. Horror is pretty lit. What's
No,
wrong with you?
-9.
Horror is the shit. Okay, so the next thing, Broadway theater and musicals, such as Phantom of the Opera and Rent.
5.
525,600
Minutes.
Okay.
What was that, you crazy person?
I was just waiting to see when you jump in, because I knew you would. So we put that at about a 5. How about alternate history, such as steampunk, cyberpunk, retrofuturism?
2.
Non-anime animation, such as Disney, My Little Pony, Nickelodeon, and fucking Cartoon Network.
5.
Alright, that seems fair. Alrighty. Especially that Disney stuff.
Hey, literally, I can throw a rock and hit a Disney.
Okay, fair enough. Disney is everywhere. Disney is everything. Disney will eat us all. Anyways, British series such as Sherlock, Doctor Who,
love
Monty
Being
Python, Being Human.
I would say 4, because I just love Being Human so much.
Filking. Now, I know you don't. That sounds gross, doesn't it?
I filk all the time.
Yeah. No. Filking is just like. Remember that episode of The Big Bang Theory where they were doing their nerd band, where they were like redoing songs and making them more nerdy?
1.
Yes. Filking, y'all. Cinema.
1.
Okay, alright. Joss Whedon films, such as Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel.
Dr. Horrible sing-along blog.
Where are you at on that one?
4.
Okay.
I love me some Dr. Horrible.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
5.
How much would you consider yourself to be a skeptic? Such as a free thinker, really into science, mumbo jumbo, all that good stuff.
Maybe like right in the middle.
About a 3?
About a 3.
Okay.
I like me some Lolita.
Everybody likes Lolita, though, right?
So maybe 4 for Lolita. Yeah, so there's like cutesy Lolita,
Yeah.
or like gothic Lolita, or like I said, I always forget, like there's even like fantasy Lolita where you like dress up as like an elf or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like just all different kinds of Lolita, so it's just a broad topic.
Goth/punk rock.
Punk rock girl.
That's
5.
a 5, yeah, I know. Oh, wait, where were you on Lolita? I forgot to ask.
4. 4 Lolita.
4 and then 5 for punk rock?
Yeah. 1.
For anybody who's not watching, the next day it came up was furry. Paganism?
1.
And then polymorph, which is to say consensual non-monogamous relationships, having more than one lover.
Yeah, 1. Fullmetal Alchemist, guys. So, like, if you have ever dipped your little toe into anime, this is probably on everybody's list of, ooh, you should watch this. So there's 2, like, I guess versions of Fullmetal Alchemist. There's the original Fullmetal Alchemist, and then there's Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. So Fullmetal Alchemist, just by itself, did come out first, which is
The worst version, apparently.
it's not the worst version. It just has way more. It's not westernized as Brotherhood is, so it's a little slower. There's a lot more filler. There's a lot more information. There's a lot more explanation. So a lot of people think it's more boring. Fullmetal Alchemist is a story that follows 2 brothers on their quest to regain what they lost by trying to commit human transmutation. So what that is in the story is the connection of a soul to something. So what they tried to do when they were younger, was to their mom passed away when they're really young. So they stole some of their dad's alchemy books. So they study for years on end, find an alchemy trainer, do this whole training montage, and then come back to their hometown in their home house and try to transmute or to create their mother by doing human transmutation, or trying to attach her soul to the ingredients that create a human body. So this is really against the law in this universe. It is against the law. It is super taboo. They tell you it from literally episode 1. I can't explain equivalent exchange as great as Alphonse Elric can, so I'm just gonna let him tell you.
Humankind cannot gain anything without first giving something in return. To obtain, something of equal value must be lost. That is alchemy's first law of equivalent exchange. In those days, we really believed that to be the world's one and only truth.
All alchemy is based on that one scientific premise, that you cannot create something without giving equal effort or equal materials into that something. So that's why transmutating a human soul almost never works without a philosopher's stone, and we'll get into that.
I'm not trying to be this guy, because I was getting One Piece vibes, where it felt like we were never going to get there. You know what I mean? I felt we were never going to become king of the pirates. We were never going to find the Philosopher's Stone.
Okay, so technically they never...
No!
I mean...
Are you serious?
I mean, they do. They find different ones, but they never... They are able to get their bodies back. They do find one, but...
It takes forever, don't it?
And a movie.
Ah! I love how everyone in this film runs away from danger not before making sure to sound contemplating and poetic for 15 seconds first. Rules of what you can and cannot do in the world are made up as the story goes, however the visual is stunning. So fuck this guy, okay?
What?
Fuck that guy.
I think he makes a sound argument.
No, fuck him.
Dang.
No sound arguments. Fuck it. Hey, buddy, you know who you are. Fuck you.
That's my opinion!
It's full of scenic splendors with a fine sense of scale, but its narrative thrust seems relatively pro forma, and I was bored by the battle scenes. Hey! What the hell, man? Be cool, bro. The battle scenes were pretty lit. What are you, a boomer? Don't do that. You want your action scenes look like they did in the 50s, where everything's on a projector screen and it's half of it's puppetry? No, bro. No. A few too many jokes. It killed some of the most serious moments, like Ed and Al meeting father for the first time, being ruined by slapstick humor.
Okay, yeah, no, I fully agree with that, because
He just said it was garbage. He said it was the worst. He said everybody.
He
said people who like Fullmetal are morons.
You're a moron.
God damn shit. Fuck. You know we have to live together, right?
You know we sleep in the same bed, right? No, yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that one, because there is moments where it's serious, and then out of nowhere you get a short joke or something like that, and it's just not. It does add a little disconnect.
Can we talk?
No.
I think all shonen has this problem.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Agreed.
shonen, and that's the reason I don't like watching shonen anime anymore. The Fort Break stuff lasted just a little bit too long. I remember a chunk of episodes that were just. I don't even need to go on, do I?
Yeah, I do agree that arc just went on just a little too long. So they're in the snow and they're trying to defend against the thing. It's just a lot. There's 4. It's 4 episodes of fucking.
You sound like a mom that has to describe what it was like before your kid went off to college. It was a lot, man. It went on for way too long. It didn't end fast. Oh god.
Yeah, so I do agree. That was literally 4 episodes of filler.
Okay. So we got to do the outro thing, and then we're done. So, please follow us on the Spreaker, and please subscribe to us on YouTube. Like on both of those things. We're on Spotify now too. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on Google Podcasts, and I think we're on YouTube as well. And we're trying to also get on iHeartRadio. I hope that thing goes through, just to get all the net fishes out there. The Discord is technically ready, but I don't know if we're ready to do call-ins.
No, not yet.
Yeah, no, we'd have to start this way earlier, and we'd have to have way more people. But the Discord is ready in case anybody ever wanted to sit and have a conversation with us about what they thought about this. Because, of course, everybody would take your side because you're reasonable and I'm an insane person. Everybody have a great time. What's the next one we're going to talk about again?
Soul Eater.
We're going to talk about Soul Eater next?
Me, Soul Eater, and you, what action anime, or not action?
I was going to do, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So, come back next time for that hot shit, y'all. And, thank you for tuning in, and, bye.